And we're live, and apparently you smoke 4 blunts a day.
5.
5? Is that your average day?
Ballpark.
Is that,
High for me is like 7, 8. 5 is about average. Some days I smoke like 2 or 3.
Do you ever go no blunts in a day by any chance?
Fuck, am I a vegan?
No, seriously, you ever not smoke?
Vegan? What is it?
Yeah. When's the last day you went without smoking at all?
Probably when I was first in jail.
Is jail's the only time you stop?
No, I was smoking weed in jail though. I smoked weed in jail for like 3 months out of the 4 months.
Just China in jail? Is that the only weed they got?
Beer,
Why would
fire,
we
ass
China?
weed.
If it's coming from somewhere, where do you get?
No, I just mean like, isn't that what they call, like, we used to call like shitty weed China.
Yeah, but what,
Like Bush.
Why would it be?
Yeah,
Why would
it's
it
criminals.
be shitty?
Yeah, I know. Why'd that saying come from, you're saying?
No, I'm saying, why would it only be bad weed?
Yeah, no,
Oh, I just assumed, like, it's tough to get weed, so you're probably getting China.
No,
It's all coming from the outside.
Yeah,
Why would you choose?
Well,
bad
okay,
weed?
my reasoning is your food is shitty, so I'm assuming your wine is
Food
shitty.
comes
Yeah,
from
but,
them.
yeah, but the food comes from
True.
the system.
Well, the guards could be getting you the weed too. Who knows? I don't know.
Guards can be getting you the weed, but usually it's the prisoners. I'm not going to explain the flex. I'm sure the guards already know the flex about how we get weed and other drugs and weapons.
I'm sure it involves buttholes, one way or another.
Yes, and if you're shoving things up your butthole, why would you choose the worst?
Yeah.
That's an excellent point.
I meant to bring it up last time when we were recording. During our recording, we forgot to address it. The Tory Lane sentencing, 22 years, or they're trying to give him.
Oh, that's just the max that they can look at. I mean,
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
So what do you think? How do you think this plays out from your experience with law
He's gonna
enforcement?
get much less than that.
no, he won't. He won't. If they find him guilty of doing it, I could see him getting a 10-piece minimum. Really.
10-piece minimum.
And the reason is because you have fucking like Kamala Harris like talking about the whole Meg Thee Stallion shit. You have like high level politicians talking about it. So because it's such a
I'm talking
big
right now,
fucking
okay?
deal-
I'm talking right now.
Yeah. Who's a fuck?
Well,
You're a fucking bitch. We don't want to hear you talking. You spent your whole fucking life talking. How about you shut up for 5 minutes?
I believe the sentence will be close.
I think he'll do under 10. I think he'll do under 10.
But that's
realistically.
But that's
Under
if he
10 means
tries to
7.
fight it.
Yeah.
That's if he tries to fight it and is found guilty. If he pleads, I think the plea will be something much better than that.
This is the whole thing. I don't think he can plead because it doesn't matter. Whatever the number they give him for pleading it will be enough to kill his career. So he'll be forced to go to trial. It will.
All right, how about this?
There's no amount of jail time that you can do other than like a year, 18 months that will kill your career. 3-4 years, your career is dead. I think that's the minimum that they'll give him. It's like 3-4 years. The
Yo,
minimum like plea deal.
so did you see this thing with T.I.'s new album and where he called out...
He said Drake got pissed on and shit?
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Okay, so far this year I've heard OBJ likes getting shit on, Drake likes getting pissed on, Donald Trump likes getting pissed on.
No, it's something he likes to...
That piss on shit is coming up again?
T.I. said in his new verse, his girlfriend apparently pissed on him.
No, it's not his girlfriend.
That's what he said, his ex-girlfriend maybe.
No,
a girl
no.
he was with apparently pissed on Drake.
No, it's not what it is. I think he's talking about one of his friends. This is what happened. There was some incident at either a club or some type of shit, and one of T.I.'s homies pissed on Drake. That's what happened.
Really? Like a guy?
A guy did it. Yeah, it was like disrespect thing. Like they pissed on him.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like a girl pissed on him.
Once again, like to me, it's like T.I.'s a late for bringing this up now.
It was
As a
Sauce
fucking,
Walker that did it, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know if Sauce Walker and T.I. are veterans, but T.I. talked about it.
Brought it up initially years ago.
Yeah, but T.I. talked about it as if it's his close friends. I don't know if Sauce Walker and T.I. are actually friends.
Yeah.
But my whole thing about it was like, once again, T.I.
Clout chasing!
Your career is dwindling. You're bringing this shit up with Drake now as if, like, there's never been one point in T.I.'s career where he's as relevant as Drake. And that's just, like, that is what it is. Like, I've loved T.I., pre-snitching T.I., great artist, but you never had the club or the streets or anything jumping the way fucking Drake has.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always gonna look like, a cloud chasing thing to me when you're just so far from the top of the mountain, throwing rocks and throwing like. Yeah, your time's been done.
Didn't you, who's the... You think so? So you think T.I.'s just trying to hype up his album? He had a song with Lil Duval, or a feature, that came out that was kind of fire, but it was also just a remake. It was pretty much a... You see the song with Lil Duval? It was
The only Lil Duval song that we recognize in this fucking, on this pod
Black Men Don't Cheat?
No, it's Smile.
But what about Black Men Don't Cheat? What about his song with Charlemagne? That Black Men Don't Cheat? The song Black Men Don't Cheat with Charlemagne? That was pretty jokes.
I think it's one of the funniest like jokes of all time. Like the whole black men don't cheat thing. Like it's just so funny.
The best is like I had it. I forget what video it was. It was one of my ones that went viral. I think it was the one where top 5 celebrities went to Epstein's Island. And number 1 was Will Smith, and the punchline was like, he must have not went because black men don't cheat. That was like the punchline. It was the end of the video. It was a nice little touch. But the best is some people were like, oh, this video had me until the racism at the end. Like, not realizing that black men don't cheat is like an inside joke among the black culture. Yeah. And like, I'm just like...
You're just highlighting the joke.
Yeah, like, reiterating a common joke, or it's just like, it's the racism for me. It's like, wait, I think you guys are missing out.
I always
here.
thought that shit was mad funny because, like, you know what I mean? Like, black women hate it, but it's just like, I don't know. I think a lot of the girls, they get cheated on. Not to say, like, it's your fault. We don't want to blame the victim, but it's just like, if you were that great, you wouldn't cheat.
Fault. It's their fault.
And it's not to say like you're not that great as a person as a whole, but like you are not the match for him.
Okay, so I've been watching.
A man that's emotionally invested rarely is ever going to cheat unless he's just put in a position of extreme stardom where it's just like.
Honestly, a great place to start is don't keep your man horny.
I've been watching this 90 Day Fiance.
I've been watching Deaf U.
Deaf U? Is that like a deaf relationship show?
It's like Deaf relationship. It's Deaf University. They go to a school called like Gondolette or some shit. Like,
see, the good thing with that.
Talk about the beef in the deaf community between the levels of deafness. And people that can people that like sign or people that are like they can still speak get beef by people that like don't speak because they can't they're born deaf. Do you think the deaf person? You're not signing? What the fuck, bro? Like,
do you think a deaf person's less likely to cheat than like a non-deaf person?
No.
Because you think it's just the same? Like like the On the Spectrum show?
Maybe a deaf girl because at the end of the day like.
Yeah, less chances to
like a deaf shorty would probably be like, I don't know, it's hard for me. It's like, I'd like to fuck a lot of chicks. I don't really give a shit, but like, fucking with a girl that sounds like she's doing a whale call will be a little difficult for me. You know what I mean?
Save the whales!
I'm coming!
Save the whales, eat the fat chicks.
I don't think it would.
This is what it sounds like.
Nah, man.
Because there was just one girl that she never, on Deaf U, she doesn't speak. Yeah. So she never got a chance to speak. So when she's like trying to emulate saying words and stuff, what sounds terrible. I heard her say me. She's like meh.
Oh,
I'm like, because they don't know what it sounds like. They don't know like you see how we're talking, so we understand how a word's supposed to sound.
Yeah, that's right.
All they're doing is reading the lips and thinking how the sound should sound by reading the lips. So they don't know how words genuinely sound.
I think it would be
fucking butchering shit.
I think it would be kind of dope to be. I think it would be dope to be with a blind baddie. Hey, a blind baddie? I think it would be kind of dope.
A blind baddie is dope.
She doesn't know she's a baddie?
No, yes. She doesn't know she's a baddie.
She's so humble.
That she's better than you.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting there like, oh, well, she's a fucking 10 out of 10. I'm a fucking 4.5. And she has no idea. She thinks my voice is sexy. This is great.
Yeah, is that how you, that's how you'd have to, if you're a straight personality.
I'll be your fucking seeing eye dog.
But imagine a blind girl was just a whore, and she just didn't even have types. She just liked. See,
that's dangerous because then she doesn't even know she has herpes. Like she can't see it.
Feel it.
And she can't see the discharge.
You feel it. You have super feeling.
Can you feel it?
When you're when you're missing a sense.
My shit burning, B. The fuck?
When you're missing a sense, it's always been my theory that you have heightened senses.
I honestly thought that a lot of deaf people or blind people are like Daredevil.
Yeah,
I just assume they can use echolocation. They're cabin. Have you seen that video of the black kid that uses echolocation?
Yeah,
he's the only person in the world that can do it.
Yeah, so he rides a bicycle.
And he clicks around. He does click.
Really?
He does that the whole time. He clicks and he can see things with the clicks.
Where is he from?
It's fucking nuts.
Like, where's he from?
I don't know, but he taught himself too. It's
like, is it North America?
Yeah, it's North America.
The streets look like somewhere in the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very unique. I gotta check that video out.
He's the only person in the world that can do it.
That's what I mean. That's very cool. That's very cool.
It's fucking crazy. This little blind nigga. I know, this is the thing. It's not only he's blind, he has no fucking eyes.
Yeah,
he's blind. There's no eyes.
You know what it looks like those people that flip their eyelids. Yeah. And then tighten it out. And that's what he looks like.
Yo, speaking of.
He's playing basketball with his brother. And I was like, come on, man.
He's riding a bicycle.
I know black people are athletic as fuck, but no eyes? He's still taking jump shots? He's like, seeing the net? I was like, yo, bro.
He has like echolocation,
That's basically what it is. It's echolocation. Like when they're simulating what it is to him, it's like imagine the world is a black chalkboard and everything that shows up by sound looks like chalk.
And
it's just chalk lines.
You're D'ing him up. You see him lining up his shot with his voice. Like, he's on the shoot.
The craziest thing was watching him go on the stairs. He's going up the stairs and then he was like fighting his brother and chasing his brother around the house. And I was like, how do you see him? He's like, just running around. Yeah, bro. One of his brothers is like, I didn't even know he was blind. I was like, what the fuck?
The parents set up the GoFundMe. They're just finessing everyone. Yeah, he's blind as fuck. He's just shooting jumpers.
I'm the first person on board to be like, this is a fucking finesse.
You know what was a finesse? You know what I think might have been a finesse? That artistic kid on the singer on America's Got Talent.
See, here's the thing with
you know that one?
Here's the thing with autistic kids, right? Because the spectrum is so fucking wide, we have to realize, like, not every form of autism we have to clap and go, wow, you're autistic. There's some people that cannot function and their autism is that bad, but a lot of people, they are barely autistic. They're just on the spectrum.
Well,
so
have you
can't
heard the
clap
theory?
your hands for them because for millions of years people have been like this and no one knew they were autistic.
Have you heard the theory that autism is actually just human evolution? Is that's why you should get a lot of these weird like geniuses? Yeah, we might have mentioned it before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna believe that because if that were the case, then they would always work out that way.
I think it's more likely
none of them are fucking retarded.
It's definitely more likely. It's more likely a symptom of like poor diets and like processed foods. Probably that's probably the increase.
Like, autism is just. I believe that you could do certain things called autism. Like you're fucking drinking or doing drugs. You're fucking. Like, you know, whatever the case, you're doing.
So you're saying my artistic cousin?
You could also just be autistic because of a luck of the draw. Just the shit happens.
So you're saying for my artistic cousin, my aunt might have mixed in a dart here and there.
Yeah.
But no. Bring this up. I remember I was going to.
That's a rape baby.
Yeah, my nephews too.
Listen, I went to a bar the other day. I saw this fucking bitch that was pregnant.
Yeah.
And I saw her go outside for like 4 cigarettes. And like, I was there looking around at everyone else.
You say pregnant bitch?
Yeah.
4?
How do you know 4? You can't. You sat there and watched.
Of course I start counting. You count when you see pregnant women smoke.
So you started like relighting more.
I saw her smoke the first one. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I started smoking. I was like, okay, whatever. And I looked at her belly and I was like, oh. And I went inside.
What color was she? I'm just using it for my punchline.
son.
For my punchline later. So I can pick the right punchline.
You know.
What color was she? White?
Listen, this is someone that I know. This is someone that you know.
White?
Someone that I know?
White?
Yeah,
Someone that I know?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
So
here.
her son grew.
And
Her daughter grew up to be Debbie.
I already know one bitch that just smoked in their.
Okay. My problem with this.
Wait,
Hold up. My problem with
This
this.
is 2 now.
My problem with this is the fact that you know this girl and you didn't intervene and say something.
Oh
no, I don't know her to the level where I went. Because no, listen, the whole thing.
No, like I mean, like if you know someone, okay, I think it's your responsibility. If you see, hold up. If
I don't
you
like her.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't like her.
I don't like this date. Like I don't like
Even
her
better.
boyfriend.
Even better.
I hate her boyfriend.
Even better.
So, to me, it's like if you're fucking having a bogey baby, that's hilarious. If your kid has a fucking stroke, that is hilarious to me. Because I don't like you. So if bad things happen to you, I'm gonna smile.
My theory is it's like racism. If you see someone being racist, if you see someone smoking darts, pregnant or drinking pregnant, as a human, you should call it out.
Well, it depends on who they're being racist to.
What do you mean?
Like, if you're being racist like a brown guy or an Asian guy, like, I don't really care. But if you're racist like a black person, I'm going to ask you to please stop. Because like I've said before a million times, there's only one people of color. No one else is riding with us but us. Yes. So I'm only here for the black struggle. I don't give a fuck about anyone else's.
No offense, but we all got color, and I got more color than you. Because I can change more colors. I can go full on.
You think I have varying shades of
You ever
glitter?
seen me sunburned, dog? I can change to a full on.
Buddy, I can
Caucasian, full on red.
I can burn too. I can burn too.
Speaking of artism, though, before we forget, Kanye.
Autism, bro.
Artism. Kanye's on Joe Rogan's podcast this Friday. He's admitted. Yeah, I'm kind of pumped. So we had the presidential debate
on the presidential fucking card now, isn't he?
On some states. It depends on some states. That was a false news story.
Officially?
No, that was a false news story.
Get the fuck now?
I seen it.
Because I saw put in other and they put Kanye Omari West. I was like, huh?
You can vote Kanye in some states. Yeah, he's on the ballot in some states. But the best part is the U.S. presidential debate's on the Thursday, and then Kanye's on Joe Rogan on Friday. So like this is the last presidential debate, so it's gonna be a wild shit show. We already know. And then having the Kanye Joe Rogan interview the day after, fresh. I think it's gonna create some good content. And Kanye asked
over Skype or some shit.
No. Kanye said he wants to design the studio.
Not the Joe Rogan one. The actual presidential debate because fucking Trump.
He denied the last one, so they didn't do it. That's where they did the town halls this week.
That's what I'm saying. Trump has COVID, so how they
No, he doesn't anymore. So that's why the town halls
Yeah,
were
COVID
done.
like yesterday. How fast does this shit go away?
He beat it in like 4 days or something.
This guy's 70 years old and slapping COVID out. Everyone wants to sit there and talk shit about it.
Yo, how about this? At the anti-mask freedom protest in Toronto yesterday, they had about over 4,000 people. No, not even that. My buddy, who's a comedian, fucking saw the Six Buzz interviewing people out there. The Six Buzz guys were at this event not wearing masks, interviewing people, and then they post condemning people going there not wearing masks.
Get out of here!
What the fuck is going on?
Honestly, man, like Six Buzz, like, I hope you guys always, like, will post us and help us grow our content.
I rate you Six Buzz.
You guys are probably one of the worst
race
pages.
baiters, race war dividers.
Other than like fucking like World Star, the only thing more racist than a Six Buzz comment section is a World Star comment section.
A lot of anti-white stuff you get a lot of those sections, I noticed too.
Because it's always anti-black stuff. Eventually, at some point, black people are gonna start.
No, it's not just blacks though. It's not just blacks. There's a lot of brown men in these comments though. Sometimes you see brown stuff like it's the brown posts. Go right to the brown stuff.
Brown niggas hate us though.
Yes,
No, they do hate white dudes. It's different levels.
Brown niggas want, bro. The brown niggas, they want to be black until they want to get a job. Then they want to be white. Like brown niggas, like they come here and they lose all their sauce, man.
Oh, I see.
They
what you're
hate
saying.
everyone.
It's the Asian flex. It's the Asian flex too.
I was not allowed at during elementary school. A lot.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Even as a white guy, remember I was telling you before, my sister was trying. The guy wanted to marry my sister, an Indian, and their parents living in India denied it because they're like, you would get disowned. No, it wasn't. They were both Muslim. It was like we will disown you if you marry a white girl. So like that would have been the same on black. So like I think Indians, it's like not even just a black thing. Like I think it's just like there's something going on there that I can't explain. I'm not Jordan Peterson, shout out Jordan Peterson, or like some intellectual that can try to explain it. I just noticed from experience, it's like, yeah, there's definitely.
Well, I can tell you as a person of color, the reason why there is this disdain for dating white people as a whole is that our parents, who come from a different time and who have experienced a different form of racism, consider and tell us, like, these people will not understand your plights and understand your struggles. Like, white girls love nigga dick, but they don't understand the struggle of being a nigga or care to understand those things, and then want to bring a black child into this world and not know how to do black kids' hair, or you know what I mean? They don't know about black people. And not to say that like we're just like a topic you need to educate yourself on, but it's like if you're gonna be involved with us on that type of level, then you have to know about us. Like white culture is everywhere for you to just know and understand. But like black culture, they don't like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of white guys will date a black girl, they don't understand why the girl's wearing a fucking silk fucking do-rag to bed. They don't understand that type of shit of like why black women wrap their hair or why, you know what I mean? They don't know these things because they didn't grow up with it. They don't know because it's
why
not part
black
of the culture.
women wrap their hair.
Yeah, if you dated a black woman, you would know that they wrap their hair as a night.
Well, I do know that for a different reon though, like
Because of TikTok.
No, from remember I sold those like tubular bandanas for years before this.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people with like a lot of black people or people with dreads or like people with long hair love that for the nighttime to like pull their hair back. Yeah. So I learned that from just selling that product. That was something that was the demographic used.
But
so I would buy like Bob Marley ones and sell it to that demographic.
That's you making an analysis based on a business plan.
That was just life. Yeah, life will tell me that.
And life ended up teaching you that in that manner. But that's what I'm saying, most white girls, like their idea of knowing about black people is listening to hip hop. She's like, I heard the latest NBA YoungBoy mixtape, so I'm hip on black culture.
NBA YoungBoy?
Yeah, a lot of white niggas get cheesed over the smell of castor oil, dog.
What's castor oil? Is that like just going to your skin or something?
It's castor oil, I'll castor show you. Change your face so the bullets change all that for you.
Dog, you ever go to a poor white person's house? They all smell like feet. Like you go in, you're like, it's low-key reeks like feet and like empties.
Where it comes from. Because black people, if you listen to black people in Toronto, they'll tell you white people smell like shit, and that's because white people they know smell like shit. But if you're from the burbs, you know white people smell great.
Yeah, those white bitches have like pumpkin spice lattes with their fucking sprays.
It always smells great at white people's houses.
They have a different spray for each outfit.
Any poor white person's house I went to smelled like fucking shit.
Animals, a bunch of animals.
Oh, but I had this one white friend.
Animals.
Wet dog and cigarettes.
I had this one white friend who used to smoke cigarettes in his house.
My house probably smells like dog and backwoods right now.
His dogs would shit in the fucking house. They wouldn't clean it. You'd chill there and see dog shit sitting there the entire time you're there. No one would scoop it up. Like, there'd be dog shit everywhere. Smoking bogeys in the house. This guy used to pick up his bong with his foot.
Really?
Just a fucking disgusting being.
There's some, but I don't think that's I don't think it's just a white thing, because I guarantee you there's some other races that got some greasy ass people.
Every race can be dirty. Every race can be dirty.
For sure.
From my personal experience, when white people are dirty, Y'all are the dirty.
We go all in every aspect.
You guys go all the way in.
They say white people don't go culture, but no matter what it is, whether it's a school shooting or fucking being smelly or being rich and building businesses, we go all the way in. You gotta admit, we do commit to whatever it is. We commit.
Only white kids can be like, I'm emotionally broken and shoot up a school full of innocent people. Like black people have that shit happen and they just live in the hood and shoot each other over conflicts.
Speaking of
they're all emotionally broken.
Speaking of conflicts and white, I feel like we should address upon this because it's a Canadian issue. In the East Coast right now, there's
the native niggas crying about their lobsters and shit.
Yes, that's one way to put it. Okay. So let me break it down from what I know. I haven't done much research, but I know.
Neither have
I know.
I really haven't. I just seen a couple videos. And I'm like,
I know from like a bare minimum research.
The RCMP isn't protecting Native people. Well, yeah, they came here to shoot you, dummy.
Yeah, well, the reason. So people are saying this is a race issue in terms of like these white guys. I guess they're white fishermen, right? And they have like these beefs with like the Aboriginal fishermen.
So what is the beef? Is it
okay? So let me break it down.
Because they're native? Like, what is the actual
problem? Let me break it down. So. As the Aboriginal, their treaties from over the years and such, they don't have to abide by the same fishing regulations as like us.
So they can overfish.
Yes, per se, potentially. I'm not saying that happens.
So basically, the white guys are being like, we don't want you guys fucking up the fish market because you guys can do whatever the fuck you want.
No, well, I think it's because like for example, like I think their season's November, so before the season, like they pretty much screw up all the fishing spots in terms of like.
So they get to fish first
and sell it, capitalize. This is commercial fishing. This isn't personalized fishing. This is all commercial. This is business. So I think that this is becoming like like the tow truck wars in Toronto. We're seeing
that's different though. That's gang affiliated.
Yeah, but this is something that's like.
This is different.
There was some big
it's kind of a weird.
But that's still happening. It's still going on.
It's still going on. But in this case, so the thing is, I've seen some comments of people like. They look at this from the outside, they're thinking it's just a straight up white guy colonizer situation, right? It's like white guys against Aboriginals, it doesn't look good at all. I think it's just a peaceful protest by burning something down. Just like every other fucking peaceful protest.
I love the colonizer argument. Like it's funny to me, but at some point we have to look at it like this.
Opa!
How long are we gonna let these niggas cry, bro? How long are we gonna sit here and be like, oh, like it's their land, like we're the immigrant? Like, bro, shut up, bro.
Hold on, let me lay this down though for what the situation is. I didn't explain it. So let me explain it. So pretty much I guess these people that they have treaties, so they can fish like any season, right? And commercial fishermen that aren't native have to abide by like X amount of season. So I guess apparently like the commercial fishermen that aren't native, I guess. I don't know how they feel are getting screwed over, and I guess that there's some almost sort of turf war it's become. But is there racial motivation and like underlying issues? I am sure there's some.
Well, it's
for sure involved as well. I want to acknowledge this.
Mind you, there could be black fishermen, but because they're
all white, it's the East Coast, yeah, it's probably all white.
So I don't think it's genuinely a race issue. It's a matter of a problem with policy. And like I've said before, I'm like, the natives are the only people I swear in the world that were allowed to lose a war and get benefits. Everyone else gets to die. Bloodlines wiped out. That is what's happened throughout history forever. And all we ever hear is that we owe the natives something. We owe them nothing. They fucking lost. They took the chicken pox blankets. They fucking lost. It's an L. Does it suck? Yes. That doesn't mean that we have to continue to pay them forward. Because, motherfucker, we were here.
Well, I think that we do have to continue to pay them forward because I think that ethically... But ethically, we realize that this was their land. So I think people have come to understand that, like...
Ethically...
Nowadays, I'm saying, from a mindset of now.
Where's the reparations for niggas? Where is the Uyghur Muslims being dealt with?
Muslims,
what about the fucking, them niggas in Syria that are consistently getting bombed? Libya, like, people want to get moral when it's something that somewhat hits close to home. But at the end of the day, cut it out. Fucking happens everywhere. And the natives are getting the least short end of the stick out of everyone that's being chastised on this fucking planet right now. They're not getting gunned down unfortunately by the police. They just happen to be fucking poor. Usually based on decisions that they make. Yeah. And I'm not saying they're not dealt a fucked up card because their reservations are fucked up.
Well, no, okay.
Niggas are going missing too, B.
The thing with natives is I want to acknowledge is that we're better off as like members of society where we are in this bottom middle class tier kind of thing of Canadian society, that is not world society Canadian. We're better off partnering with our native brothers and sisters and becoming stronger with them, right?
Hold on. Now, a partnership means that we're bringing 50-50 to the table. What are they bringing to the table if this is just the free handout game? That's not a partnership.
They bring a lot to the table. For example,
what are they bringing to the table?
They give us locations where we can bring in human trafficking and illegal drugs and firearms. There's the locations that's being provided, right?
That's one of the funny things. Like,
that's an underlying thing that's like a partnership with them, right?
Pipeline of illegal firearms comes through the native community.
But that's just supply and demand. That's economics. That's not their fault. That was the rules that the government created.
We're not going to blame Clay for keeping the gun going on and destroying the sun.
No, I'm not blaming them because the way they set it up is like we're going to make X amount of borderland native, and then we can do our illegal trade through here. You know what I mean? It was a sense of control when they were setting these borders up.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's what I think it was. So I don't blame the natives for that because they didn't choose. They didn't want to give up anything. That was like... It was almost like a weird power move, it seems, that they use, and now that's used as the funnel for illegal sources.
Choice. You don't get to say, I don't want to give up this land when you don't have a fucking gun, buddy. That's just how it works.
Yeah, well, I think...
Colonizers just came here, they had guns and technology. The natives did not. They had farming, which is great. We stole a lot of the farming ideas from them. But guess what? They fucking lost, bro. You lost. You
know what's funny? I was thinking of a meme today, but I was like, that's an awful meme. You know when you just have like a fuck up meme idea, like our Hitler one that one time we were talking about? The one where he's like Thanos at the end, like, yes. You know, having like relaxing time?
Yeah.
I was thinking of another meme. It was like something like where it's like when a white person, when someone calls them colonizer, and then it's like DJ Khaled, all I do is win, no matter what. Like as an insult, like people would like be like colonizer to white people, and like I'm like, I just like...
Because I want to make you feel bad for what you did, but
like, it's like, what are you saying at the end of the day? The underlying thing, like, winner? Like, no, winner, it's a fucked up mindset, like you're saying. I'm saying
they didn't win! That's the whole thing. Like, you want to be mad about
it's not history, even a winner thing.
But it is winning.
But I mean, in that sense...
If you're conquesting land, if you're able to create trade for yourselves in different places because you've come to these places and took it over, that is a win. That's not a loss by any sense. What has changed is our morality about how we do things. Like, when was the last time a country was taken over by somebody?
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't happen.
When was the last country taken over?
World War fucking II.
No, that being said, there's land that gets taken over. Like, for example, right now, India, China, at their border have, like, this weird, like, 5-kilometer, 10-kilometer thing that's going back and forth right now. Where there's an army, like, struggle.
It's not like China's being like, yo, we're reaching and going right to the heart of New Delhi to take it over.
Well, fuck, how many billion people in India? That's a good luck taking that over. That's a... Like, what do you have to do? Murder fucking murder a fourth of the world population?
I don't want to be racist, but I would say, hands down, the Chinese would fuck the Indians up. Yeah, dog. Like, just the way the Chinese are militant.
No.
There's no way the Indian army stands in the way of the Chinese army. China will come there and clap that ass.
Hold up. India is a very close partner with the U.S. military. So China versus India is India.
And who's China's boy?
Think about this.
Who's China's boy though?
Talking about next niggas though.
No, but this is realistic.
Who's China's boy?
No, but we're talking about like if it's a realistic fight. U.S. is back in India. So you have U.S. technology with 2 billion people.
The U.S. would back India against China?
100%.
No, they would not. 100%. The U.S. would not step into that fucking war. I guarantee you they would not. Bro, the U.S. is doing anything they can not to war with China.
No, I think it's a strategic ally because
okay,
hear me out. Hear me out here. Just hear me out. Just give me a second.
I can hear you out, but you're wrong.
You can say that after you hear me out.
There's too much money in China.
Hear me out. So if China's your top if China's your top enemy and you're trying to strategically position yourself against them, right? You're a position of the USA. Your biggest disadvantage in my eyes against them is population. You're like, they got X amount of population. They can do way much more, way quicker with that. That's an asset. More population, more people to do shit. How do you counteract that? You have someone on the border who can match, if not exceed that population as a strategic partner. You don't have to kill any of your resources per se. You supply them with resources and let their bodies die on your behalf. It's a strategic partner that would make sense.
It's not. Because if you're America, the microchips for your nukes were probably made in China. The only thing made in India is your fucking t-shirt at best.
Nah. I give you a realistic argument. You're giving me bullshit.
Everything is made in fucking China. The only thing that America supplies the world with is guns. They are number one
and
firearms
and bombs
manufacturer.
and bombs.
So, bro, I cannot see America stepping on India's behalf. Bro, America does not want to war with China. I promise you. Unless China has to violate. They don't actually want to go to war with China. China's the only country that can literally be.
None of us should be going to war, realistically.
You hear about
why not?
Chinese shit, not Chinese shit.
I don't want to go. I don't want
All
to
these
go.
replicas are all Chinese.
Yeah, everything's replica Chinese. It's not even the Republic of China. It's the replica of China. Everything's made there, bro. Everything's made there for cheap. There's a reason why things are outsourced there. That's why you know what I mean? GM is failing.
This reminds me, according while we're on China, did you see this story with Hunter Biden's emails in a connection with Russia and China? Did you see the story come out? This is bizarre.
I didn't see it.
Okay, so here's what happened. Some bullshit story. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son. Remember how we know how he took... Yeah.
Got it.
There's videos on this. His laptop hard drive got released. He left it at like some shop. It got released.
Weird.
Later, like months, like years back when he was on like his binge. He left one of his to get repaired and he never picked it up.
Yeah, but why would you... It's actually...
It was one of his work laptops. Anyways, so on his laptop...
Why don't you have like an IT guy somewhere in the government to do that for you?
Yeah, anyways, hear me out. This is all when Joe Biden was a vice president. And then emails on that laptop showed, well, number one, there was pictures of him smoking darts and smoking crack, just chilling, which doesn't even matter.
It's funny having a smoking crack.
But the emails part, it proves that this guy was using his dad as vice president as leverage to make deals and make money in Ukraine, right? And all these emails came out that prove it. Who cares? Like, we all kind of knew this, whatever. This hard drive proves it. The bizarre thing, here's where it gets crazy. This story by the New York Post, I think, released the story. On Twitter and Facebook, censored it. A journalist story. You couldn't share it. You try to share the link, it would kill the link. When this story came. So you have something of a private conglomerate, tech conglomerate, censoring legit journalist organizations like the New York Post during an election where it has relation to the election. You have one of the biggest censorships stories happening right under our eyes. It's just an example of what they do. This is like journalism being outright, like, you can't share it on Facebook, Twitter. So like a fourth, I think, of Americans get their news from like just Facebook per se. And you have legit outright censorship by a private entity of legit journalism. And like the fact you didn't even know about it is exactly the point. There's
right
a
now,
reason.
like, YouTube is censoring anything that's like not COVID in the way that the media wants COVID to be put out. If you're out there talking about
like me per se,
take your vitamins, you try one of those niggas talking about just be fit. They're canceling that. You cannot talk about COVID in any other light than the way the media wants you to talk about it, which is look how many cases we have today, even though we're running 10 times more tests than we did 5 months ago. But we're still gonna scare you with this 800 new people, even though we're doing 50,000 tests a day in comparison when we're doing 1,000.
If I die, I die.
That's what I'm saying. If you die, you die, bro. That's part of life. Like, if the cold kills you, it kills you. Niggas act like the flu can't kill you. The flu could kill you. You just haven't died from it before.
Yeah, it's true. A common cold can kill you.
Yeah, anything can fucking kill you.
My thing is like,
what? Your immune system taking the day off. You're not in defense.
When did we unanimously just decide to give away our freedoms? When did that come?
And it's not even just only that, but at what point?
I don't remember being asked.
What point do we stop giving up our freedoms? You know what I mean? I hate the whole. Once again, like, you know, you people that wear your masks and shit, you guys are pro-mask, like, that's cool, but it doesn't mean because someone else chooses not to wear a mask or doesn't believe in the mask that they're an asshole and they don't care about you. No, it's that they don't care about the institution making you wear a mask. And so people don't understand. Like, I wear the mask because I have to. I can't go into fucking stores. I can't access things without wearing this fucking mask. I don't believe in the goddamn mask. And that's the problem. I should have the freedom to be able to not wear the mask if I choose to. Because it's my choice as a free human being. I should be able to walk into a store and be like, oh shit, I forgot my mask. And well, okay, fine, go on.
Alright, how about this? Next Saturday, do we film a podcast episode at the anti-mask protest?
At the end?
Every Saturday they do it, the Freedom. It's called Freedom Protest.
COVID numbers are jumping in Toronto, man.
This guy, yeah, I don't want to. No, I wouldn't go in the protest, but if anything, like...
That's the whole thing about it. It's like,
you go to the fucking, like, a location nearby.
I'm not going to try to let myself get COVID. I'm not going to do dumb shit. Like, at the end of the day...
You're going to be respectable towards the disease.
I'll go to parties and shit still. In the beginning of COVID, when they said the numbers, what were they saying? We could have, like, 10 people? I went to a fucking 100-person party. I came in with my mask on. I realized no one else had their mask on. I took mine off. Guess what? No outbreak. Not one person from that party ended up having COVID.
Well, that we know of. Y'all are
No.
probably pretty healthy peoples too.
But it's not even about that. It's just the fact of the matter is that it's a fucking luck of the draw thing. There are instances where people are going to a place and they have COVID and they get certain people sick and some people don't get sick. They're just right there with them.
I wonder if I had it, to be honest. I still think I could have, maybe, potentially.
Would you tell the man?
My theory is if you don't get tested, you can't legally have it. So that being said, just don't get tested and you can't ever have it.
That's why I used to I'm not gonna fucking get. Even if I thought I had it,
It's a power move. Now they got you by the balls.
Yeah,
Somebody get that test? I'm not giving up that. Like,
police will show up to your house and be like, "Yo, I heard you went outside today." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
what's the worst that happens? I kill my grandma, I kill my parents, and what? Inherit a bunch of money?
Yeah.
Ooh! Knock on wood, though. I don't want that to happen. I love my family.
Why people love that shit? You guys love your inheritance money.
You know, I realized that, okay, every culture...
That's a crime that niggas don't do because we don't have anything to
I realized this week, every culture rapes. Every race rapes, but
Indians
whites...
do it the most.
Facts. But...
Yeah, there we go.
But whites only rape family.
No, niggas do too.
I misworded that.
No.
Do
I'll tell you right now. This is a
Really?
misconception.
They molest their
the
kids?
black community has a huge molestation problem, bro.
Really?
Huge.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yes, bro.
Really? Explain.
Ask majority of black men their first sexual experience, and they'll tell you it's with an older woman.
Really?
Yes, it's a common thing. Babysitters, yeah, it's a very common thing.
Really?
Very common thing, you know.
Explain.
I explained it for you.
No, I didn't. Like an example, I haven't heard of any situations of like...
Because you don't have any black friends like that.
Fair. But even in like...
You know, you have to like know, like not only just know.
So you're saying you got molested?
I wouldn't say I was molested.
Well, okay.
But my first sexual experience was with a girl that was much older than me, that was a teenager at that point, that had experience that I didn't have because I was not a teenager yet.
But that being said, the black community does like going to church, and church statistically does have a lot of molestation, so there is a connection there. That would make sense.
Church and the Catholic Church are two different things, but it's fair. Religion does breed molestation.
Why though? The no wives thing, so they start running to fuck kids?
It's the you're not allowed to have sex before marriage, so the whole... You know, everything sexual is a secret, like the sexual suppression. Anytime you suppress sex in humans, because the world is so overly sexualized, that's when bad things happen. That's why Indian guys rape, because they're all fucking virgins.
Speaking of suppressing sex, are you going to participate in No Nut November this year?
No.
Why not? It's a big month.
Oh,
have you ever tried to actually hold your nut in? There might actually be a legit... Hold up.
Of course I have. You've never fucking edged yourself, bro?
How long do you go off? When you're in jail the whole time? Probably?
No, well, fuck, anytime I fucking sell you have corporate, I'm beating my dick.
Yeah,
So yes, court, it's dick beating time. It's ripping time.
Okay, chapter 11 of this fucking book. It's pretty much about how you can use your sexual energy. So it's like the No Nut November theory. You hold your nuts in and you actually gain the energy from that, like testosterone in that nut.
See, I don't believe in these kind of things because...
Chapter 11. The mystery of the mystery...
Huh?
What?
Huh?
Hey, brother. The mystery of sex transmutation. So it's pretty much like how like people have achieved greatness through having to have like a perfect compatible sex partner that like pretty much help them like you pretty much use your sexual energy and use it as benefit. So you don't like maybe not all the time.
Sexual energy is
you know what I mean? And you use it to like as a form to like a lot of the greats have had like a partner that helped them.
Girls are...
I have awful explanation.
When you have raw sex versus condom sex. A girl will love you off fucking condom sex, but once you give her that raw dick, there's this little switch. It's that raw dick, raw pussy feeling, and worse off if the girl's not breastfeeding, you can come in her.
I'm just coming in chicks now.
You can come in a girl. Oh my lord, have mercy! It's over for her, bro.
There's a connection that happens.
Yeah, this is part of the reason why, like, for whatever reason, how the energy works. Like, men getting a lot of bodies. Like, yeah, when you rack up bodies, you're detaching your soul every person you sleep with, male or female. But it's worse for women because a man is leaving himself inside of you. You're not leaving yourself inside of him. So every man that you've like, it's like when you fuck with.
He's leaving his spirit in you. Here's my DNA.
It's like when you fuck with a girl, she starts using your slang. Like it's not just because you're fucking her. Like it's all the energy. It's deeper than just.
It's your
she
environment.
likes you.
You become a product of your environment.
Yeah. So all of a sudden now.
So if you're taking a dude's nuts, you're gonna slowly turn him genetically.
You're morphically into him. Yeah. Your DNA is now been spliced.
Slowly genetically mutate 100%. Into him.
100%.
Oh, that kind of reminded me of something actually.
What the fuck could that remind you of?
taking nuts,
Taking nuts,
taking nuts, giving nuts. Oh yeah, did you see Joe Biden talk about how trans? Did you see this one, Joe Biden? Your boy Joe Biden? He pretty much in this town hall commented about like if an 8-year-old wants to transition, they should be fully supported. That means hormones. That means you're changing them biologically at the age of 8 based on a trend. I'm gonna take a piss. Rant while I piss.
Fuck if you're gay, if you're trans, none of that shit fucking matters. It doesn't matter a fucking bit. But once you start telling children that this is an acceptable way to be, stop it. You need help.
Yeah, that's just wild still.
Like, bro, an 8-year-old cannot make up their mind on what gender they want to be. You're still telling this nigga when to go to bed.
Yes.
You're still telling him how much he can eat. You're still telling him you can have chocolate past this time. You're still telling him you've watched too much TV. Focus on your homework. But then you're going to let him make a decision, or her make a decision to change their gender. To take hormone pills, to eventually get body parts lopped off or body parts added on. You're letting them make that conscious decision in their youth because for whatever reason, this liberal agenda has told you that's the healthy way to parent. Here's the healthy way to parent.
Don't sexualize your children is the healthy way to parent to start.
There's nothing wrong with saying no to your children. We have this whole era of like talking to your kids like they're your fucking friends.
Smart. Say no. It's so true.
You are the parent. There has to be a difference. You are allowed to tell your kid, hey, listen, I don't have to tell you what we're doing. Fuck off. Your kid is allowed to not be informed of what's going on.
You're allowed, yeah, 100%. You're allowed to tell your kid that if they come to you at the age of 8 and like, Daddy, I think I'm a girl. You're allowed to tell them, okay, for sure, yeah, like, let go with it. But you're not going to be taking him to the doctor and be like, yeah, he needs to be fixed. Can you inject him with hormones? He thinks he's a girl. No.
No, I wouldn't even.
Like, you're not going to biologically change him. You're going to accept him, sure.
No.
But you have the ability to be like.
If someone tells me that they're a fucking girl, I'm going to be like, no, you're not.
So what would you do? What's the situation? Your kid walks in right now. What do you do right now? If
I'm going to take my kid to the washroom. I'm going to pull out his pants. Man, look at that. That's a dick. That is a penis, son. Men come with these.
And then you bring your mommy in and then you're like, all right, you see how you pee?
You see how she has to sit to pee and you can stand to pee? You see those differences? You can be feminine. And this is the whole thing. You can be a man and be feminine. You can be a bitch ass nigga. You can be soft as fuck. You can love flowers. You can be gay, whatever the case may be. But you cannot be a woman because a woman has a vagina. Not crafted by Dr. Miami. Crafted by her genetics.
Or Dr. Six.
If you were meant to be a woman, you would be one. And only because the bastardization of science has allowed you to do this. Instead of being like, oh, let's stop diseases that are killing people, or let's stop Alzheimer's, we're sitting there like, let's cut dicks off dudes and sew them up and make pussies so some motherfucker can feel happy, but then still has a higher likelihood of killing themselves after the surgery. Make it make sense. Because it doesn't.
Well,
you want to support that
it does because men do kill themselves statistically at a higher rate.
Yes, but when men cut off their dicks, they're more likely to do it too because all we have is our dick.
Just like men kill themselves in general.
Men just kill themselves. Doesn't matter what you do. At the end of the day, you can always beat your dick and bust a nut. Quickly too. Quick sporadic happiness. When shit gets tough, beat your dick and bust a nut. That's all you have. Fucking girls over there fucking trying to set up a computer trying to bust a nut. Using fucking cucumbers and slicers and fucking vibrators, 8 fingers, 2 fingers, fist.
Do you remember a time where a girl faked an orgasm with you?
No.
Can you pinpoint a time where like they've actually you don't think they did?
Girls never faked an orgasm with me. And you wanna know why?
Anyone that watches this that has fucked him and faked an orgasm, please DM me personally at CringeKev on Instagram.
Because I'm very open sexually with women. Like I want to know. I'll ask a girl after, like, I don't think you came, because all women come differently. Some girls shake. Some girls, their pussy pulsates and tightens. Some girls make a lot of noise. Whatever the fucking case may be, all different. Some girls squirt. Some girls get a lot wetter. Whatever the case may be, there's different ways for girls to come. But I always want to know because
you ever have a squirter yet?
Oh yeah, I have a couple squirters.
Nice.
That's nice. But the technique was with a lot of squirters, you gotta muck the barn first before you fuck. If you muck the barn, then you're more likely to get a squirt during the orgasm. If you don't muck the barn, then it's hit and miss.
Mucking the barn, I just always is the go-to for me because like my tongue game is probably just as good as my dick game, if not better. So I might as well just fucking hit it for start, get them satisfied.
I watch a lot of sex
and then
TV,
get up
so
in there.
I'm good at sex.
I'm not awful.
No, I'm
Mucking
really
barn
good at
is
sex.
licking pussy.
Eating pussy, yeah.
Eating pussy. Mucking barn,
boys.
it's a hockey boy
Hockey
slang.
team.
It makes sense. Like mucking is eating.
Yeah.
When you muck, that's like a Toronto thing, I think, isn't
Yeah.
it? Is muck Toronto?
Hockey boys.
Is that okay? I don't even know the difference at this point.
But then you know
all
what mucking a bar
intertwined.
actually is. Mucking a bar is when you go to a bar and clean the shit out of the stalls. That's what mucking a bar means. Because the actual term mucking is a farming term.
It's cleaning the barn.
It's cleaning a barn.
That makes sense. You're cleaning that fucking barn.
Yeah, eating that puss.
I had a girl when I was eating her out, or not eating her out. When I was dating her, she asked me to over phone sex. You could make the sound of eating her out. So I'm just sitting there like what the fuck do you do? Like I'm just sitting there with a soft ass dick trying to like.
I would make girls put the phone to the pussy and be like, yo, finger it, let me hear it.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Let me hear it.
That makes sense.
Still.
I remember just sitting there with a soft ass dick, just like I don't know what the fuck to do.
I don't want to hear that at all. I wasn't really like a phone sex guy either. I'm like,
Yeah,
I get the visual.
there's a reason the relationship didn't work.
MSN webcam and shit. Like I was a webcam kid. I had girls doing crazy shit on webcam.
Really?
Yeah, I was one of those guys.
That makes sense. What do you get them to do? Like stick like a butt plug up their ass?
I gotta go to
Some
put a
shit like
fucking beer bottle in her pussy.
Nice.
Yes, it was awesome.
Nice.
That girl actually ended up trying to bring fentanyl back.
Does she have an OnlyFans now?
No, she had a stroke. She had to bring fentanyl
Is she
back from the
fucking
Caribbean
80?
and
She had a
She
stroke?
tried to bring drugs back and it blew up in her stomach.
Is she like dead now?
No, she had a fucking stroke. I don't know if she's like normal now or.
Why'd you
I love
do
that I can
that?
just say this story because it's just like no one have any idea who the fuck this chick is.
That's just whack.
To bring fentanyl back or bring fentanyl there or.
Why are you participating in the trade of fentanyl? That's where I draw the line.
Because women are weak as shit, bro. No,
That's why I draw the line.
let me go on this. People, it's a terrible statement to make. But a girl will literally be like, "Oh, I like this guy. I'm gonna do something that is completely against my morals. I'm gonna bring drugs to another country for this guy
Fentanyl, that is.
because I like him.
Not just drugs, fentanyl.
That you know,
The most lethal one possible.
A grain can kill you.
Yeah.
And the whole thing burst, and she managed to not be dead, which is luck on luck in itself. But still,
She probably all didn't burst. There's probably like a part burst.
does it matter?
Enough to give
Does
her.
it matter?
Yeah, true.
If only a couple grains can kill you,
Maybe
if any of that shit.
maybe it was
inside
better
you-
she died.
Maybe just a small part of it.
Oh, I don't know.
If you're the type of person to be like you're trying to bring fentanyl in and around here, maybe it's better you're not
No,
around.
that's the whole thing. She's not. It's not like she's a terrible person.
Straight
it's just
up.
that women are easily manipulated once they like a guy, and it goes both ways. It goes both ways. The difference is you can't really get a man to do that much. Like a man has to be sort of pussy to be like, oh, like I'm gonna kill that guy for you, or do something crazy. Like a girl will literally do things that will ruin her entire life for you.
There's a reason chicks are big into murderers. They almost there's this thing with chicks where they're into this weird Bonnie and Clyde thing of like partnering with like
And that's
a
weird too.
crime master.
Girls liking bad guys is hilarious.
But what's that genetically? What do you think that goes back to? Do you think that goes back to like you want to be with the alpha of the tribe in like a tribal like ape like mindset? You want to be with that like badass?
There is that, but when it comes down to it, as much as you want to hear this new movement of toxic masculinity being negative, bitches love toxic masculinity. They love it.
Yep, 100%.
Why would they fuck with bad boys?
I've
Why would
tried to
bad
be a
boys-
good guy.
Why would a bad boy even be a thing?
Why would it even be?
I'm telling you,
It makes sense.
I have been an asshole and I've tried to be like a good guy too. And like, if you're just trying to get laid, if that's like your goal, you have to be a dick. It's
not
fucked
even,
up.
It's not even about trying to get laid or get in a relationship. I can literally tell you instances with the exact same female and going from doing the nice guy thing and treating her with respect and like trying to court her to just being the guy that fucks her. And
They want that. They want to be a bit disrespected
Yeah.
in a fucked up way.
women love being
At least from my
disrespected.
experience, I
It's
could
so
be wrong.
fucking weird. It's so weird.
Because guys hate being disrespected.
Yeah,
On the opposite end.
And on that end, too, it's like you are taught to treat a woman with respect. At least if you brought up in a good home, to treat a woman with love and respect. So to be in a situation where it's like you fuck with a girl, and you can be like, "Shut up, bitch." It's like weird. You're like, "Yo, like what's wrong with you? Like, why are you like this?"
Man, I
is
never
the
really thought of it
opposite
like that
of
because it's true because like that's like my most thing I hate most is like if a chick absolutely is just disrespecting me. Like if a guy, for example, you can call a guy out as a chick, you can call a guy out, but if you call a guy out in front of his friends, that's a different story.
Yeah.
You don't do that because like there's this weird like internal like. You can like I'm willing to take criticism, but like if you disrespect
Because
me,
you're
that's
making it a
different.
spectacle now.
But chicks is like if you slightly disrespect them, for some reason their pussy gets a bit more wappy. You say you like WAP, You get a bit more rap and you disrespect. You're genetically like that. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's like being choked.
Oh, I love giving a little choke.
Yeah.
Some
girls will like take it. Some girls think it's like, oh, well, like you choke me, I choke you, and it's like, no, I don't want to be choked. I choke you.
Do you eat ass?
I will if the occasion rises.
It's a good hobby.
It's not really a hobby for me. Like, once again, I'm very selective. Like, you know, because I'm not like as the high school men would say a chowas.
Is that what they would say in high school?
Yeah, high school.
I hang out with a lot of hockey guys at Dock. So.
No, it's different. Well, it's a little bit of age different. But with the black community, when you would eat a girl's pussy,
you also probably hang out with a different like kind of people.
I hang out with
like,
everybody. I don't know what the fucking stoner crew.
But that's what I mean.
I don't know what the fucking soft ass.
But like, yeah, you kind of got everyone around you. I was like at Dock in general. Like you have the hockey boy kind of people, and then you have a lot of like. Then you have like the black version of Dock, you know, which is like a ballers, basketball guys kind of thing. So like, there's definitely be like some overlap. But I personally like at parties, like it was like, unless it was prom, maybe it didn't seem like that same group of people were at the same parties, you know.
Fucking with white girls, the standard is for you to eat pussy. But if you listen to a lot of black girls, like black girls will tell you like, black girls will say things like, "I've never had my pussy eaten."
Yeah.
But guys, Jamaican guys will lie to you outright and say they don't suck pussy. They lie outright. You know them well.
Lie outright, but a lot of Jamaican guys are mad serious. I know a lot of niggas that will never eat pussy. I know a lot of them.
Really?
Yes.
I believe that. No, there is some that are culturally like that and like against it. But that being said, is like you just take that as a competitive advantage as an individual. If someone's not eating pussy, like you're gonna be the guy to eat pussy.
You're black, you already have an advantage because once a girl is open to fucking black guys, you automatically at the top of the list. If she won't fuck black guys, then you're not gonna get a chance anyway.
My specialty is fucking girls that are into black guys, but bringing them back to the whites.
Take them.
After they've been ran through.
I've heard this a million times. I'm like,
after they've been ran through.
I'm not really that much of a believer in like white girls genuinely liking black men. Like, I think it's like more of like a fad.
A fetish?
Yeah, more of a fetish than them actually like understanding and loving a black man. To be honest, I think eventually, because like at least a lot of white girls that I have fucked with, like they always end up dating a white guy. Not to say that you can't date, you can date whoever the fuck you want to, but it's very strange to me to date black men and then date white men.
What do you mean? That doesn't make sense.
Like if a girl dates, a girl or a guy will fuck anyone, but dating, they might be specific. Like with me, it's like I won't specifically only date white girls, but I have only dated white girls. But I fucked many races.
You've only dated. Oh, that reminds me. You and your white girl fetish. I realized.
I know white girl fetish. I just fuck white women.
You know how I think you're low key like a white old conservative?
No, I think I'm an old white woman.
Yeah, it makes sense because he has a dog account for his dogs.
No, I don't.
Which is a very white bitch thing to do.
No,
you do. You tell me your dogs don't have an Instagram account.
But do I run it?
I don't know, but you like the pics. You engage.
Of course I engage.
You promote it. You promote it. Who runs it?
Dana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dana, eh? Shout out Dana. Does she listen to this podcast?
I don't know.
What would you rank her out of 10?
A million.
Wow.
That's so gay.
My best friend is the best.
Would you ever date your best friend?
I mean, I have dated my best friend before.
Her?
No, not her.
Another best friend.
But I've had a best friend before that I've dated.
Would you ever date Dana?
No.
Why?
Because we're best friends.
Yeah, it's good like that. It's nice to have a female best friend.
It's great having a female best friend.
It is actually very chill. I was saying,
the best.
I was explaining that to someone the other day. I was like, it's actually like very healthy to probably have a very good female friend where you're not having any sexual relationship.
You have, like, I don't want to be like the TikTok, but it's like you have to stop trying to fuck every girl that you know. Be friends with a couple of them. Yeah. It will benefit you.
Yeah,
because it will also teach you how to fuck more girls.
You learn a lot more by just being and then you can be yourself around girls easier as well because you understand how to do how to have that dynamic.
And you're also able to help your female friend navigate amongst men. And I know, like, you're going against the guy code, but it's like, you know, like when your female friend comes to you with problems about guys, and you're just like, come on, this guy he's playing. This is obvious, and she's like, really? Yes. Yes. You are not a simp if you want to have a couple of female friends. It doesn't make you a simp. No, it doesn't.
As long as if you're fucking someone, you're not a simp.
You're fucking someone, bro. You're just not a simp for having female friends. You're a simp for having simp behavior. And
that's true. It's a different thing. It's right.
People want to say you can't be a simp for your girlfriend. You can't be a simp for your wife. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
You can be a simp for anyone. It's when you're doing too much and you're not being reciprocated. So if you're the guy with the fucking girl be playing sugar daddy, buying her this and that fucking purse and taking her here and there, but you're not getting your dick wet consistently, and you can't come to her with a problem and her talk you down, you're a fucking simp. You are wasting your time.
Honestly, like, you just don't get laid being a simp. I've done simp like behaviors as a tactic before, and I've never once gotten laid acting like a simp.
You can get laid as a simp. It's just a longer road. It's a way longer road.
And it's statistically low.
Yes, it's hard.
It's statistically low.
It's hard.
I've tried it. It's not the best way to go. It's the best way to go, I find, is just be yourself, and if you vibe with someone, you'll vibe with them off the bat.
That's the whole thing. Like,
it's just straight up easy as that.
My issue with like being myself is that
just
girls automatically assume when I'm being myself that means that I want to date them. They're like, "Oh, he's such a great guy," and I'm like, "But I don't want to date you because I'm a great guy."
Tell them that. That's the best part.
I'm a great girl.
You can just tell them that. That's the best part. You just be like,
all the time.
I'm not into you. And like,
I'll tell
the problem is they get more into you. They get more into you when you say that. Exactly. That's the fucked up part.
I'll tell a girl I'm not into you, and then a week later they'll be like, "So are you into me now?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah. So what if I just sucked your dick? Would you be into me? It's like, I don't know, maybe, but probably not. Let's try it out. But
like I said, like 6 years ago with me, it's like would be like, yeah, like enough blowjobs, like I'm entertained. But now it's like you gotta have focus and a drive. You can't just be like popping bottles with your friends or like,
you gotta have an end game.
Yeah, you gotta want to do something.
Yeah,
it can't just be like, you know.
I can't stand to be with a chick. That's one of my biggest turnoffs is a chick that has no like goals.
Yeah,
just like,
and that's the whole thing. It's the modern woman. Like if this were the '60s, my standards would be so much lower for you.
Yeah,
but
true.
The modern woman, I expect more because guess what?
You have goals.
Anytime I ask a bitch whether she can cook or clean, she wants to ask me if I can build a fucking house. So if your expectations are high, mine should be too.
Like, I can pay someone to build a fucking house. I make X amount. I can afford to build a house.
Yeah, but no, I actually could build a house because I fucking frame. So when I say it to girls, they're like, "Oh well." I'm like, "Yes." Now how do you feel?
Yeah, you do know the bare basics at least of like handsmanship. Anything else?
If you give me the plans, I can build a fucking house. I wouldn't say it will be fucking perfect, but if I take my time, I can definitely build a house from the base down, the entire framing.
I'm trying to think something else you meant to say. Your boy, not your boy. I don't know if he's your boy, but someone you said that made a dope album, Benny the Bully.
Benny the Bully.
Benny the Bully.
Fucking white guy, bro. There's all the records, man. Benny the Butcher dropped his new fucking album yesterday, the day before.
I'm gonna check it out. I've never listened to him in my life. I'm gonna check him out.
Absolutely flame. I fucking love it.
How long has this guy been around? Is he like an OG?
He's a fairly new rapper, but the thing is,
Benny the Butcher. Shout out Benny the Butcher. I'm gonna check him out. I've never listened to you.
They're old guys.
Right now, what's the album called? I'm gonna download it right now, so you know I'm not capping. And then next week I'll tell you if it's fire or shit. I'll be honest.
Honestly, I've listened to it. I'm on my like 8th or 9th listen in the last.
Pop Smoke's album still number one.
Yeah, Pop Smoke's not overrated though. It's because he's dead. He's dead. Honestly, I thought Pop Smoke's album was pretty trash.
Burden of Proof.
Yeah, Burden of Proof. That's it.
I'm downloading it. If it's shit, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Well, do you like boom bap?
What's that mean?
Exactly. So fuck you.
What's that mean?
Boom bap is like 90s style hip hop, like.
I like fucking some 90s hip hop, yeah, for sure. That's what I grew up listening to.
This isn't like the auto tune, Lil Wayne. This isn't like.
Yeah, but I'm not into
There's a Lil Wayne verse on this album, and it's like old Lil Wayne. It's like Carter 2 Lil Wayne. Like, there's no auto tune. No
the thing with Lil Wayne, he just adapted what the climate was at the time. That's all he's ever done.
Yeah, no,
which makes him as good
he
though.
He did his own lane though, because he one of the
first, he did, but he changes with the culture.
Rappers to use auto tune. Kanye and Wayne, after T-Pain, were the first ones to use it in that era.
What's
and then Lil Wayne also went off and did fucking the whole rock.
What the fuck's T-Pain been saying?
Writing banners.
Drifting.
T-Pain and Joey Badass wrote Rockstar by Post Malone.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he's a writer.
Oh, for sure. But
that's why it was so basic, too.
Any ugly musician writes people's music. If you're an ugly musician, Neo... A lot of people,
I gotta drop a song soon. Jeez, coming out soon. Shout out OMG.to, oh my gifts for the sponsor.
Oh my!
Shout out Just At Woods for the sponsor. What's that place that we won't shut them out till they give us free hoodies? Did we secure that deal? You don't get the shout out. You don't get the shout out. You don't get the shout out yet. Sorry, fam.
Just At Woods, Veteran Smoke, Goldie Glock.
Did he finish his promo?
Yeah, the promo got finished.
Who won?
Julia actually won.
Jules Slater?
No, not Jules fucking Slater. Julia Dana's friend.
Dana's friend. Oh, yeah. Nice. What is she gonna get?
That's a 10K.
I think she's gonna do the nameplate.
Not bad. And shout out Level Up Group.
Yes, sir.
And did you get your deck finished by Ethan?
It's in the process.
What's their company name?
Cedar Smoke.
Cedar Smoke. Finish his fucking deck, man. Like, come on.
He's busy, man.
Yeah,
He's busy.
No. It's getting cold out. You gotta finish this deck before it gets too cold.
We're trying to shoot an outdoor pod.
We can't. And
Put the
Nick, you
pressure
fucked it
on.
on. You fucked us. You fucked us, Cedar Smoke. No, I'm kidding. Shout out Cedar Smoke. And who else? Goldie Glock, Toes for Low, and the Canadian Armed Forces. Thanks for trying.
And the RCMP for shutting those.
And stop. And the fishermen out east, stop being racist to those Aboriginal guys.
I mean,
stop being a racist whites. You're putting
if you are being racist, then stop. But if you're just like fighting for a meal to eat, then I'm not really that mad.
Yeah, I don't know details, so it's hard for me
I
to
don't know
give
details, so I
any-
can't really like.
Yeah, I can't really give you an answer.
If the natives are stealing all your fish, then man, I'd be pissed too. Like, what can I say?
Yeah, true. All right, we out. Follow CringeKev, follow Jack's Veteran.
That was a long pod. I feel like an hour.
Yeah, I think so.